Sound check, testing 1, 2. The Villages SC versus North Carolina Fusion U23. USL League 2 Southern Conference quarterfinal, July 22nd, 2022.
gentlemen, that is the end of warm-ups. The referee says signaled it is time for the pregame announcements. Let's get it going.
I'm hitting Woody's in a hoodie. Peace to Josette, Joe Bet, Joe Janae in every hood, G. That's right, my fight is ill. Peace to LONS and Quest, nice and smooth Cypress Hill. I live in top of hip-hop, this is hip-hop of the day. I give props to hip-hop, to hip-hop. Hey, ho, hey, ho, hey, ho, hey, ho. Let's make it out now.
Ladies and gentlemen, ain't it a great night to come out here and have some USL League 2 playoffs. Tonight's contest has the Villages SC Buffalo. 9 wins, 2 losses, 3 draws. Wildcard out of the Southeastern Division versus the North Carolina Fusion U23s. 11 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws out of Greensburg, North Carolina. They're the champions of the South Atlantic Division. Referees for tonight's contest: Alejo Calame, Abed Katani, Kevin Flynn, Linus Vitro. And now to announce the visiting squad from North Carolina. Number 1, Juan Basabe. Number 17, Michael Cloud. Number 13, Ethan Conley. Number 11, Jamie Davis. Number 10, Yao Romero. Number 3, Alexander Harbino. Number 18, Paul Meyer. Number 22, Pat McDonald. Number 15, Tobias Taylor. Number 5, Benjamin Vine. North Carolina is led by head coach Chris Reed. It's now time to get on your feet and make some noise! Number 12, Jackson Lee. Number 3, Yago Lopez. Number 4, Gustavo Murtha. Number 8, Freddy Ferreira. Number 10, Daniel Oliveira. Number 14, Ben Dyke. Number 17, Kevin Duque. Number 20, Fernando Moreno. Number 23, Nikolai Mulic. Number 24, the Iceman, Niklas Vitor. And last but not least, number 30, the Brazilian heartthrob, Fabio Alvarez. The Villages FC is led by head coach, the one, the only, Anderson Garcia. Tonight's American flag is presented by Amanda and Lance, two staff members here at the Villages FC. If you could please rise and remove your caps for the playing of the national anthem.
Good evening and welcome to the Villages, Florida. We are finally set to get underway for USL League 2 playoff action between the Villages SC and the North Carolina Fusion. After almost 3 hours of weather delay, we're ready to start this Southern Conference quarterfinal matchup. We'll go ahead and get you the lineups quickly because this game will probably have a pretty prompt start. First for the visiting North Carolina Fusion in goal, number 1, Juan Basabe. On defense in front of him, number 17, Michael Clown. Number 22, Pat McDonald. Number 5, Benjamin Vyman. Number 3, Alexander Horveno. Number 13, Ethan Connolly. In the midfield, number 15, Tobias Pelio. Number 19, Yannick Bright. Number 11, Jamie Davis. And number 10, Joao Gomiero. And up top will be Paul Mayer. For the home Villages, Buffalo, Jackson Lee, of course, will be in goal this evening. In front of him, a defense of Niklas Vitor, wearing number 24. Number 3, Yago Lopez. Number 4, Gustavo Murtha. Number 14, Van Dijk Gao. And number 23, Nikolai Munch. Midfield, Fernando Abreu, Daniel Oliveira, and Kevin Duque Cardona. And two forwards up top, number 30, Fabio Amaral, and number 8, Fred Ferreira. North Carolina Fusion, coached by Chris Williams. The Villages SC, coached by Anderson De Silva. This is the second of two quarterfinal matchups played in the Villages today. Earlier, Asheville City SC defeated Bravos Valley Cavalry to advance to the semifinals for the first time ever. Asheville making their first playoff appearance. The Villages making their fifth in 6 years as a club, trying to get to that semifinal and trying to get back to the conference final for the first time since 2018 when they won the Southern Conference and made it all the way to the USL 2 semifinal in Reading, Pennsylvania. Again, we are finally coming to you after nearly 3 hours of lightning delays. Had some earlier in the afternoon that pushed back the start of Brazos and Asheville. And as soon as that game ended, we had a couple of flashes that pushed things back. It looked like we were going to get started at 8 o'clock. It is now nearly 10 o'clock here in the Villages, and we're excited to finally be getting this game underway. North Carolina will have the first touch. They're attacking right to left on your screens, wearing the Villages SC, trotting it out to get started. Nicholas Vitor up the left side, making a good run here. Taking it towards the box, plays it over to Fred Ferreira. Ferreira played the hero in the last game with a stoppage time winner. Here's Cardona. He's going to try a shot. That was deflected back. And here comes the counterattack from North Carolina. Van Dyke goes to the ground. That was Paul Mayer running forward. With that one, Mayer will be the lone man up top. He's whistled for the foul as he took out Van Dyke there. Munch moving up the right side here off the free kick. Going to turn it back. He's got Oliveira instead, plays all the way back to Gao. The Village is using this 3 center back formation that they've displayed over the back end of the year. A little bit of a new look for them, really for the franchise in general. Anderson de Silva very big on the 4 defenders. Fred Ferreira playing it out to Nikolai Munch. Munch is going to try a swinger. He's got it to Amaral. Amaral tries to shot. Oh, and it just missed the post. The Village is looking spicy here in the early goings of this one. They waited long enough to get on the pitch. They don't want to wait for a goal here. There's a long send out from Basabe. Line drive, kept it pretty low. That'll scoot all the way out the sideline. Vitor letting that go over his head. North Carolina was the runner-up in USL 2 last year. Lost to the Des Moines Menace, one of the absolute powerhouses in this league. Sent forward by Vitor. Nobody rolled it out. Long send here, left side. This is going to get over the head right there initially of Pat McDonald, and it will go out of bounds. Van Dyke wanted to go in quickly. Iago Lopez was coming back, but he was chased at a little bit of distance by Mayer, so Gao gonna hold up, and now Sesta throw, high, running right along the sideline. That one's headed by McDonald. It'll play back to the North Carolina back line, but a long send, presumably for Mayer. Again, gets back to Lee. See, it's just the one-man forward for them right now, but it looks as though McDonald will be probing a little bit forward, as well as a man mirroring him on the right side. Iago Miaro on the ball right there. And hard trip to the ground for Nikolai Munch. Gomiro getting a warning, no card though. Iago Lopez will have the free kick here. Likes to try to go up over the top. Fabio Amaral not going to be able to get to that one, but Fred Ferreira settles. Ferreira faking inside, now turning it toward the goal, and a little miscommunication there. Oh, it had to be played away by North Carolina's defense. They'll retain possession as well. Play into the middle here. That one looking for Mayer, but it gets past him all the way back to Murtha. Murtha will turn it back to Lee, and he will distribute here. Trying to come out to this right side. Will be settled by Munch. Gets it to Oliveira. Munch will play back to Van Dyke, who has a little more space to work with, although he lost it quickly as McDonald came flying in. So once again, the Buffalo will utilize Lee as a byway. Here comes a nice long kick here. This is actually going to get over everybody. Fred Ferreira pushing, but that easily gets to Basabe. Monster leg on Jackson Lee. Nikolai Munch here, contesting out on the sideline. Gets it back for the Buffalo. Oliveira trying to get it to Munch. It bounced out of bounds. It should be staying with the Villages. That right there went off of Bright.
Identify your man, half and half, wait!
So Munch to throw in here. He's got Amaral right in front of him. Also Fred Ferreira now moving towards the corner. Daniel Oliveira running some circles. Elects to go to Ferreira up the sideline. Back on it here. Working towards the touch line. Dropped it off for Danny. Plays it in here. Amaral trying to stay on it. Contested by Bright and McDonald. McDonald got a piece of that one. It's going to stay in bounds, and the Buffalo turn it over to North Carolina. Munch got in there to contest that, but North Carolina still on it. Mayer playing it into the middle. On the run with it was Gomero. Plays it out to his right. And now up the sideline, North Carolina looking to advance here. Ethan Connolly wanted the overlap, didn't get it, but North Carolina advancing nonetheless. Here's Connolly trying to cross into the box. Mayer was there, but so was Van Dyke Gow to play it away. And a foul going against Mayer. Although Van Dyke Gow was up to the task on that one, getting that ball clear of the box. Just over 5 minutes gone. It's been pretty even plays so far. The Villages has maybe controlled a little bit better, but North Carolina has managed to get the ball forward and looked a little bit dangerous doing so. Mayer certainly seems to be the player to watch. There's a lot of sense for him. Anderson De Silva actually likened this North Carolina Fusion team to the Sima Aguilas, former division rival of the Buffalo, and actually the team that they defeated in that 2018 conference championship match. Cardona manages to get that ball away to Abreu as he draws the double team. It's played back to Murtha now. Only Mayer to contend with, and now Cardona will have it in midfield. Now wide for Vitter, and going back to Murtha. Mayer still hounding. Cardona, he's got to make the switch. He goes for it. It's going to Munch. He's going to head it down for Van Dyke Gow. Gow trying to play it up over the top, and that'll get past the defense, but again, into the arms of Basabe. A couple of high-quality teams here. The Villages did finish as runners-up in the Southeast Division. North Carolina won the Mid-South. Actually, Nona FC, who won the Southeast in their first year as a club in USL 2, lost today to West Virginia United up in Knoxville in the opposite half of this Southern Conference bracket. Here's Vitter. We're going to make a cross. It stays on the ground. Amaral pops up into the air, turns, tries to spike it. It's bounced around. Nikolai Munch was going to try a shot there, and he didn't get a hold of it. Daniel Oliveira not going to be able to chase it to the sideline. The Villages SC bench shouting for a handball, but was not called. Well, tried to get it to Cardona, but couldn't quite connect, but gets it back. Gives to Cardona this time. Now out to Munch. Munch, we're going to get around McDonald, playing towards that touchline, shielded off the ball. And we'll see the whistle there will be going against the Villages SC foul there on Munch. A lot of credit to the fans that stuck out the weather delay here. Good amount on the opposite side of the field there. You can also, when we're pointed down at that North Carolina goal, the members of the Thundering Herd and the Tri-County Stampede, the supporter group, still out there making some noise and banging the drums. Here's Nikolai Munch. Pass banged off the head of Bright there, and now it's going to be bounced around. Munch is just going to try to get it clear out into some space. Amaral trying to settle it off the chest, and not sure what the whistle's for here. Seemingly a foul somewhere in that sequence. So play over here to Horvano. He's going to try to go up the side for McDonald. Van Dyke Gow coming flying in to head that one away. Not going to let McDonald get a chance at it. Throw in here for Mayer. Van Dyke Gow shields him off it, lets it run out of bounds. So goal kick coming here for Jackson Lee. Been a great showing from Van Dyke Gow here in the first 10 minutes. Actually drew another foul there from Mayer. Murtha needs to get rid of this one. It does not get past McDonald, but it'll stay with the Buffalo on the throw-in. Gow trying to go up the sideline here. Couldn't get it over McDonald. Trying to get to Munch. Gomero. Plays it forward into the middle. Contested, so played back. Now they're going to try to go long. This one playing all the way out. Gomero gets it in the corner. Gets it around Munch to McDonald. Van Dyke Gow settling up in front of that one and knocks that pass away. Munch trying to do a little give and go with Fred Ferreira, interrupted there by Gomero. Retained possession as that ball landed out of bounds. Last touch by the Fusion. Gal up the sideline here. Again, McDonald coming in with the header. Ferreira, though, gets it to his man. Gets it back off the tap from Emerald. Play over. Here's Vitter. He's got some space to work with. He's also got Oliveira running to his left. Vitter's going to try a shot, and it never started coming down. A lot of power behind that one, and rising all the way. Sails over the crossbar and off the backstop. It's a bad attempt right there. He was running out of space and elected to take it. Maybe just got a little bit too far out over top of it. Here's Basabe to make the send. Nice long kick. That'll get over both Cardona and Mayer. Iago Lopez having to clear it out, was trying to guard it back to Jackson Whistle. That was a 50-50 ball. And pretty minimal contact between the two number 10s there. Free kick for Horveno. He'll play it back to his center back there, Clow. He'll slide it over to Vyman. And Vyman now will make the switch to get it back over to Horveno here on the near side. Play back to Clow again. Clow taking it up through the middle, gets it to Gamiro. He gets it around to Breu. Play by Pelliu to the outside. Nice sliding stop right there by Vitter. Throw comes back to Vyman. It's Clow. Looks like he'll be looking for Horveno. Now instead decides to take it across midfield himself. Played forward for McDonald. McDonald sends out wide for Pelliu. Back to McDonald. Tapped forward into the box. Foot race with Vitter, and he will get it away, but a throw-in still for North Carolina Fusion. No relief yet for the Buffalo. Throw-in goes short. Popped up into the air. Jackson Lee flying in, punches that away from Mayer. Oliveira settles it. Vitter went to clear, but Mayer appears to still be down on the pitch. Jackson Lee came flying in to punch that ball out, and Mayer was up there to contest as well. Hopefully not a serious injury there for the Fusion forward. We'll take a quick break as he's being tended to. We'll be back when play resumes. Paul Mayer walking off after a somewhat scary moment there. Collision with keeper Jackson Lee back in the box. We'll see how the referees elect to resume play here. Looks as though Mayer will be okay and return to the game. Be a drop ball in front of Vitter, who will quickly play back to Iago Lopez. Gao. Walking this one up towards midfield. Plays it out here to Munch. Into the middle for Cardona. Now Murtha's going to move it up. Plays up the left for Vitter. And Vitter held up and it'll track out of bounds. Last touch by North Carolina. So it gets to stick with the Villages. Mayer back in the match. Throw in from Vitter. Amaral trying to settle it, but double teamed and lost it away. Gustavo Murtha trying to come keep the attack on for the Villages. Oliveira pops it forward for Ferreira. He tried to make a one-touch back heel play there, but it does not get through cleanly. McDonald tried to get a counter going, but Van Dyke Gao there to knock it back out of bounds. So North Carolina still on it, but the Villages does, at least for the moment, stop the counter attack. Throwing here to Bright. He'll change fields with the pass. Long pass up ahead. Nice run being made in a foot race there with Murtha. It's crossed across the goal, but scooped up by Jackson Lee. He fakes the short rollout with Mayer lurking behind him. Now flings it out for Vitter.
Shot number 11, Jamie Davis for
It's Jamie Davis making the run up that sideline. Comes all the way to the back line. That's Benjamin Vyman having to play it back to Basabe. Basabe is going to send, getting rid of it quickly with Amaral in the vicinity. Again, Davis was after this one, still fighting for it with Vitter for Horveno, but has to turn it back instead to Vyman. Vyman roller up to that sideline. Man all by himself out there. Play forward here to Pelio. In the middle out for Mayer. Mayer working with less and less space. Now trots it out towards the sideline. Has to play back to his wingback. Here's a Turner into the box. Headed towards the goal, and it's netted. A great job by Tobias Pelio just flicking that one on. A beautiful cross. And the Fusion are on the board. That was a perfect cross, and Pelio just had to just turn the head and flick that one a little bit, put it in the back corner of the net. Jackson Lee never had a chance at it. Great play right there by North Carolina Fusion, start to finish. Well developed, and again, just a perfect cross. Pelio had just enough room to the one little touch that made all the difference. Villages SC now going to be playing from behind. Not an unfamiliar position for the Buffalo after the back half of the season. Popped up over midfield by Lopez. This gets past Ferreira. Cloud trying to get it clear. Yannick Bright. Cardona comes in, and there's the whistle for the dangerous kick by Pelio. See what happens with this free kick here. It looks as though Daniel Oliveira will take it. Oliveira will play back to Gao here as the free kick is eventually taken. McDonald knocks that pass away. Munch quickly comes with the free kick. Gao plays it all the way back to Jackson Lee. Lee's going to go for the long send. Long send. This will go all the way back to Basabe. Not going to come close to being playable for anyone in a gold kit. Ferreira trotting forward to make him pick up. Nice kick out. Gustavo Murtha whiffs on that one, but again, this will make it through safely to Lee. He'll pick up in front of Mayer. Swings out for Iago Lopez, going across Mayer there. Lopez moving to his right, coming all the way to the sideline. Trip play for Munch. Munch, and the offside flag goes up. Iago Lopez now, quickly the Village is trying to move with this, but he has to turn it back. Mayer getting in the way of that one. Jackson Lee not happy with his defense and the pace and communication here. Lee and Lopez conferring. Lee making a motion for everybody to move over to his right. Intending to send it that way, it would seem. And instead goes out over to the left. Vitter all alone over there. Nice fake out there by Jackson Lee. Bertha at midfield. Played forward, one touch by Oliveira. Cardona, though, loses it. Gomero. Foul seems going against the Villages there. Quickly played back to Clow. Clow's going to try the send up that right side. Gets over Vitter. Buffalo in danger again here. But the man unable to keep it inbounds. It runs out the touchline, so another goal kick for Lee. Lee, low send. Fernando Abreu couldn't quite handle it. Had a lot of spin on it. McDonald cuts past Gao. Jackson Lee sliding in there as Iago Lopez was also in the vicinity. Good job by the Village's keeper, though, to come out and snag that one ahead of McDonald. Lopez. Fabio Amaral, nice header right there, but it runs backwards past Munch. This ball played straight out of bounds by Horveno. Van Dyke Gal will take the throw in, tries to go forward for Munch. Munch under pressure, managed to land it, played it through to Amaral, but still surrounded. We'll see this ball will be going back to North Carolina. Nothing coming easy for the Buffalo. They looked pretty comfortable in that first couple of minutes, got a couple of nice attacks, but North Carolina settled in and has really controlled things leading up to and including the goal. Crow. Playing back to Basabe. Nice kick out by him, straight out of bounds, but the Villages needs to do something with one of these possessions here, even if it's just to keep it, something they haven't done well tonight. Talked a lot about how focused this club is on keeping possession and how much their style of play depends on that. This ball has to be kicked away there by Ethan Connolly. Villages was building a nice attack right there, but they've not been able to control things the way that they prefer to early on in this game. Here's Cardona. Over for Abreu. He has to swing back to Gao from under pressure. Gao cutting in. Drops it off again to Abreu. Abreu is going to try to make a switch. Tough play here to Vitter. He pops up and can't keep this one in bounds. Throwing up the sideline. Pass cut off by Oliveira. Here's Cardona. Murtha. Plays it over across Mayer. Gets it to Iago Lopez. Bit of a dangerous play, but it was on target. Lopez to Gao to Munch. Munch pushed down by McDonald. That's going to be a foul. Cardona plays short back to Gao. Gao will play back to Lopez. Lopez will send back for Jackson Lee. Mayer hurrying after it. Oh, nifty move right there, but it was a dangerous spot for the Village's keeper. Lopez. Up over the top. Munch chasing after it. Keeps it inbounds here, and there's a foul. A trip by Horveno. And there's the yellow card.
Number 3, Alexander Horvino for the North Carolina Fusion.
So dangerous free kick opportunity here for the Villages. See McDonald pulling a couple of defenders back, Abreu and Lopez. Fred Ferrer to take the free. First some attention from the referee. There's a build-up, there's the whistle. And now we've got something going on in the box. Referee doing some talking now, further holding up this free kick. I guess we'll reset. Here's the kick from Ferreira. It's curling into the box, headed out and away from the goal. Van Dyke Yao couldn't get to that one. It's cleared away. Fernando Abreu pops it backwards over his head, finds Vitter. Vitter. And an attack by the Villages held up for an apparent head injury in the box. We'll take a moment while the player is being tended to. We'll be right back. North Carolina Fusion leading the Villages SC 1-0.
Ladies and gentlemen, we can take this opportunity to recognize the Villages 2022 season sponsors. All-Time Chiropractic and Wellness Center, chiropractic care like you've never experienced. The Villages Golf Cars with 4 convenient locations that are open 7 days a week to serve you from fuel and service to rental and sales. And Logan Site Work handles site grading, clearing, and demolition, as well as supplies, fill materials, clay, and crushed products. They've done amazing work throughout our facility. Once again, thank you to these sponsors for making the 2022 season a reality.
It's the captain, Gomiero, coming off the pitch. It seems that he is all right. As well as a drop ball situation, it seems.
Injured player for
While staying with the Villages SC. Abreu plays back to Cardona. Gomiero re-enters the pitch. Gao quickly getting it away to Munch. Played forward for Oliveira. Oliveira looking to make the cross here, and it's deflected up into the air. Fabio Amaral unable to get to that one to make a shot. And now I'm not sure what the call is. We've got another foul, it appears. This one goes against the Villages, so that quells another attacking opportunity. More than 30 minutes gone in this first half. Of course, we'll probably have a decent amount of stoppage time added for a goal and 2 injuries. Long send here by Basabe. Gustavo Murtha tracking back after it. See what he's able to do here. Grabbed a little bit, but manages to stay on the ball. Now taken down from behind, and that will elicit a whistle.
Foul number 11, Jamie Davis for the Fusion.
My dad is having to start to do that now.
There is one benefit to this. Asheville and Brazos had to play in a heat index of over 100 this afternoon. And certainly one of these teams will be playing again less than 48 hours from now, so managed to save a little bit of fatigue, hopefully by not having to play in the extreme temperatures that we experienced earlier today. Throwing from Vitter. Cardona trying to get to the touchline, plays it back. Amaral looking for space to make a cross, can't find it. Vitter has to play all the way back. That was great defense by North Carolina. Murtha tried to roll one up the sideline there for Vitter, but it's poked away. It was Jamie Davis defending. Davis still defending. Is right there. Fernando Abreu lost it out of bounds. He thought he may have been fouled, it appeared. But no whistle, so Fusion back on it. Throw in on the far side. High pass. Mayer manages to get it down. Oliveira battling here, trying to take it the other way for the Villages. They have numbers if they can hurry. Cardona and Moon running out to the right. Oliveira's going to try a shot, immediately stopped there by Crow. And now it's the Fusion on the counterattack. Here comes Davis. And a foul called there against Vitter. He's rather convinced that that was not a foul, but it'll give North Carolina a free kick in a pretty dangerous spot. Jackson Lee looking to build a 2-man wall here, it seems. Oliveira and Abreu forming that wall. Here's the play, long ball. Jackson Lee gets a fist to that, just deflects it out. It'll run out of bounds. Should be a corner here coming for North Carolina Fusion. So nicely defended there by Lee, but a dangerous ball on the free kick. Looks like it'll be McDonald to take the corner, and now he leaves it. Is instead Gomiero. Curling pass out away from the goal, headed away by Van Dyke Gown. Nicely played there by the Villages center back. Oliveira trying to play this one forward, but couldn't keep it inside for Cardona. Trying to go quickly on the counterattack there. That one runs out of bounds. And they're flicked back over the head by Mayer. Gal's going to play it back to Jackson Lee. He quickly has to get rid of it with McDonald coming up to push. One play all the way back to Horveno. He heads it forward. Gomiero battling it here against Cardona. Gets it away. Fernando Abreu now trying to win it for the Villages. Popped up into the air. McDonald came in to contest his contest. Fabio Amaral battling against the two backs here. Manages to settle it, plays it up the side here for Oliveira. Oliveira going to try to quickly go. Taps it into the box. Now let's see if he can make a cross, and it deflects off of Crow and out of bounds. And again, the Village is arguing for a handball. He had the arms out, but no call there. Referee's unwilling to award a penalty without something obvious apparently. Fred Ferreira will take the corner kick for the Villages here. Line driver deflected up into the air. Van Dyke Yao trying to settle underneath it, getting his jersey grabbed right there by Gomiero. Tries to pop it out, but couldn't get a hold of it. Plays all the way forward to McDonald. He's trying to spark the counterattack here from North Carolina. Now going to switch fields. This is running out for Herveno. He has to turn it back, so the counterattack is slowed at least, and this will run all the way back to Jackson Lee with a little help from Van Dyke Yao. He quickly plays it out, tried to get it to Abreu, but it took a bad skip in front of him. Amaral battling here for it. Can't get it. Vitter, though, does manage to take it away from Connolly. Amaral for Vitter. Vitter into the middle for Ferreira. Ferreira taps it on. Oliveira, he's got Munch all alone out here on the right. Munch is going to get to it. Here's the cross. Oh, and Fred Ferreira not able to get to it. I'm not sure if Munch was trying to shoot that for that far post or if he thought that that was a pass for Ferreira. Ferreira was maybe a step from being able to get to it in time to tap it into the goal. Big missed opportunity there for the Villages. That was a great counterattack. Oliveira kind of sparking that one with the good move. Here's a send from Basabe. Settled by North Carolina, but taken away by Cardona. And another foul here. Hard foul as the card comes out, it looks like. Jamie Davis going to be the recipient on this one.
Jamie Davis for Fusion.
So Gustavo Murtha will take the free kick here for the Buffalo. Plays it short for Cardona, now gets it back, has the sideline to work with. Tries to play it forward. Fabio Amaral battling for some space, has it tapped away. Daniel Oliveira, though, will receive. Gal cuts back inside. And now plays over to Murtha. Murtha with plenty of space ahead of him. Loses it quickly, but plays forward for Amaral. Out wide for Vitter. Back to Amaral. See if somebody can make a cross here for the Villages. Vitter getting it back on the sideline. Going to cut inside. He's got two white kits around him and a third closing in. Played into the middle for Oliveira. Oliveira will play it out to Gao. Gao trying to get some space on this right side. McDonald closing in on him. Munch couldn't there get around Herveno. Van Dyke Yao will have to come play it all the way back to Jackson Lee. The Villages had that one all the way up in the far corner there and rebuffed time and time again by North Carolina. Murtha plays back to Lee. Lee's going to send. He's up the right side. That will not stay in bounds. It goes over the head of Vitter. Coming up on 40 minutes gone here in the first half. The Villages SC has been trailing since the 19th minute. Throwing on the far side here for North Carolina. Keep it low. Played back, Fred Ferreira pursuing. It's held up and misplaced pass ends up with Munch. See if he can do something with the turnover here. Plays it out for Oliveira. Oliveira on the edge of the box. Looking to make a cross. Gets it across. Headed down and into the goal! Fabio Amaral! He puts it away and the Villages equalize in the 41st minute. The Brazilian heartthrob himself getting the Villages level here in the playoffs.
Makes us go your Villages SC 1. North Carolina Fusion 1.
That all started with the turnover to the side of the net. Basabe, the keeper, had no chance at it. And that is exactly what the Buffalo needed to get back into this game before halftime. Orvena gets it around Munch. That didn't look like it stayed in bounds, and there's the whistle. It did not. Scout will have the throw in here in front of North Carolina's bench. A little whisper from Fred Ferreira there, and see if anything comes of that. Throw up the sideline here, headed away by Orvena. Daniel Oliveira, though, manages to land it. Munch playing it up the sideline. Amaral, though, was not making the run in time. He'll have to chase now after Crow. Basabe is going to take it back into the box where he can pick it up, as Fabio was chasing. Rolls out for Crow here. He's got plenty of space to work with on this left side. Tried to roll it in there again. Munch coming in to pick it off. Munch popping it forward. He's taken down. That should be another card. And Alejo Kalume not going to the pocket, but there's an attacking opportunity there for the Villages. So now we'll see Fred Ferreira take the free kick here. Ferreira nearly scored on a free kick from roughly the same spot last Saturday in the finale against Caledonia. It was just barely tipped by Alexander Pierce, the keeper, deflected off of the corner of the goal. Villages did come back, and Ferreira did score the game winner in that match. Ferreira out swinging pass and headed away. There's a North Carolina player on the ground, but he's getting back to his feet. Ball popped up into the air. Munch in the vicinity. Tapped away by Labasba. And we've got a whistle here. Gustavo Murtha wants an explanation. Basabe went up into the air for it and then fell to the ground. It didn't appear to be the result of a foul. He came over the back of a player, which he's, it's his prerogative to do as the keeper, but go to the ground going up to make a play. That's very much the risky run as a keeper. He'll send it out here. High, long, Van Dyke Yao, nicely done getting up to that ball. See with the leaps there why he's such a good beach volleyball player. Crow plays forward for Bright. Orvena has it taken away just in front of him by Nikolai Munch. Ferreira, Oliveira. Munch trying to get back on it here. Orvena catching up to him. Cardona accidentally let it run past right there. He has to track it back down, hold it up. Here's Oliveira. He's got Munch moving up towards the corner. Cardona is going to try a play into the middle. Ferreira played it off the chest and couldn't settle it for Oliveira. Villages pressed up a whole lot here. Looks like we're only getting at 1 minute of stoppage. Orveno set to make the throw in here. Closing in on that 45-minute mark, excuse me. Orveno taking some liberties on the sideline there, but Van Dyke Yao comes up to make the first touch on the throw-in. The Villages SC takes over from there. Daniel Oliveira plays back to Munch, and Munch's pass knocked away by McDonald, and we are officially into stoppage time. Munch, Oliveira, Cardona. Into the middle there for Ferreira, but cut off by Vyman. This runs up ahead for Davis. Davis plays back, now off. Bright, couldn't handle it, but Crow was there to recover for him. Vyman played it out to that far sideline there, now a turnover, but a whistle. A foul against the Villages out on that sideline. That one's going against Vitter, and North Carolina Fusion working quickly. This ball into the box, and a save by Jackson Lee. That was a nice cross right there to Paul Mayer, but he wasn't able to get much of a head to it, and that will do it for the first half. North Carolina takes the lead early, but the Villages equalizes late at the half. We are tied up. The Villages SC 1, North Carolina Fusion 1. We'll be back on the other side of halftime.
Asheville SC. This Sunday at 7 p.m.
Steven. Steven, are there any water bottles down there? I'm dying up here, man.
It's in the gym, but I'll go get you.
Would you? I appreciate you. The fan's not even the thing, is that I've been talking for basically 5 hours. What's up, boys? You want one? I was gonna say, we're after hours at this point. Oh, careful. Here. There we go.
It wasn't high enough. More time.
There you go. Cheers, guys. You have a preference between mango and okay.
Drew, if I had not traded my Saturday off to be Friday so I could be here, I'd work for you in a heartbeat. But I have to close tomorrow.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. I'll be there. You opening tomorrow? You making breakfast?
Breakfast
I'm gonna need it.
Yeah. I might show up.
If you come in, I'm leaving the second you step through the door. So
I'll be there at 4. Whatever my schedule says.
yeah.
Jennifer's asking for something. Give me some.
Is she on the phone with you right now? Is she like 2 time zones behind? This isn't even that late of a game for her.
So how late is it there right now?
There you go. Yo.
Awesome. Appreciate you, man. Okay. I got it that time. Thank you. Yep, I got it. Thanks. Sorry. I'll take another one. Thanks, Lance.
Gabby, want one?
And welcome back to the Villages SC Complex in Summerfield, Florida. We're getting ready to start the second half here. Just a couple of quick updates from around the rest of the Southern Conference. We mentioned earlier that Nona FC lost to West Virginia United, Nona the Southeast Division champions, going home early from their trip to Knoxville. Meanwhile, Knoxville has taken the lead in extra time up there. Third time that they've led. Now are up 3-2. We'll update you if we see a final score from that one. Knoxville versus Texas United. See if that can hold through the extra time periods. And then earlier here, Asheville City SC in their first playoff match ever as a franchise defeated Brazos Valley Cavalry 3-0. So they will be playing here on Sunday night. Both of these teams here level at 1. Also looking to be the team across from Asheville
Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like
in that matchup.
this second half started. Let your boys hear ya. Make some noise.
And in case you're joining us late, Tobias Pelio gave North Carolina Fusion the lead in the 19th minute with a goal, and Fabio Amaral equalized for the Villages in the 41st minute. Villages will have the ball to start. Both of these teams with everything to play for over 45 minutes. Given some of the other results from what we've seen around USL League 2 today, let's hope that they can indeed settle this in 45 minutes. First touch plays back to Oliveira. He lets it through to Cardona. Cardona's going to take it back into the center circle. Plays it out now for Vitter on this left side. Vitter's going to play back for Murtha. No apparent substitutes at halftime for either side. Line drive kick from Jackson Lee. That gets all the way back to Basabe. North Carolina Fusion took just 2 shots in the first half. Both of them were on frame. Vitzer Munch unable to keep the ball over there. And this now deflects off of Ferreira and out of bounds. Ferreira coming forward to contest this one. Now Munch, and they'll get it away to Bright. Bright held up right there for a moment by Cardona, and he turns it over. Oliveira quickly trying to turn it out for Ferreira, see if he can keep this from running out the sideline. He cannot, so Buffalo give it right back. Throw in from back near the golf cart over there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do want to once again thank you so much from the Villages
Ravona's throw in.
for hanging around for this
Munch.
contest.
Cardona has it knocked away right there by McDonald. This will stay with the Villages. A little bit of a dangerous situation there. We'll see if North Carolina can get out of this off the throw-in.
The winner of this contest will face Asheville SC 7 p.m. this coming Sunday for the bracket championship to see who goes to the final 8.
Short throw. Munch
113 teams.
has it poked away again by McDonald. Deep out into the darkness there. Out onto field 2. Villages SC complex, if you've never been out here, has 3 fields. Each one is a couple feet down from the other, little slope in between each of them. So if you send a ball pretty hard out that way, it can go for quite a while. North Carolina Fusion on the run with it here. Fernando Abreu comes in to knock it away and stop the counterattack. Allows the Villages to get back into shape here. No, but it doesn't find Oliveira. North Carolina Fusion back on it instead. Murtha going to have to play this back to Jackson Lee. He's quickly going to send it. Nicely done. Good adjustment right there by the keeper, keeping that low. As the man charging at him jumped. Ferreira taken down from behind. This is a yellow card to Tobias Pelio. Pretty obvious one right there. He went straight into the back of the leg of Ferreira. Oliveira unhappy about the foul there, letting Alejo Kalume know so. Oliveira needing to find somewhere to go with this ball. Plays it back to Murtha. Murtha's going to try to chip it over the top. Ferreira trying to settle, but the much taller Benjamin Vyman was able to get to it. Mayer trying to play this one forward. It's running towards the sideline, but not fast enough. Murtha does manage to shield it out, keeping it away from Davis. Murtha's going to leave this one off for Vitzer to make the throw. Goes him back from Murtha. He pops it up in the air. The deflection there by Mayer and tracks back out of bounds for another throw-in by Vitter. Roughly the same spot, maybe a little bit forward of where it was before. Not a lot of progress being made either way. Throw back into Murtha, same thing. Mayer coming up to contest, and he forces Murtha to kick it out of bounds. So Mayer right there baiting them into the Buffalo into the throw backwards to Murtha. Buffalo not making any kind of movement there to give Vitter a better option. Good job pressuring by Mayer. Going back here to Vyman. He'll play over to Clow. Two men pressuring are Ferreira and Amaral. Vyman up the sideline here. Nice ball for Davis. Murtha closing in on it. He's got Vitter to help as well. Drops this ball back, curling cross into the box. It's loose on the ground, but Jackson Lee is able to scoop it up. That was a dangerous play right there. Jackson Lee didn't initially manage to grab hold of that one, but when it went to the ground, he was able to jump on top of it. Never a good thing to see the ball on the ground in the box, especially when it's behind the keeper. Nice move by Ferreira, turning around Clow here, getting a little bit of a grab from behind, and Horvena comes through to clear it out of the box. Amaral still on it, though. Oliveira working with him in the corner. He's going to give it to Danny as an option. Back to Amaral. Oliveira trying to make the overlap. He's offside. Now back on. Amaral kicks this one. It's popped up by Connolly and out of bounds. So nicely done there by Amaral and Oliveira working in that corner to get the Villages a corner kick opportunity. Iago Lopez running back to give Jackson Lee a little bit of a high five, little praise after avoiding that situation a moment ago. We still have worked closely together for a couple of seasons here in the Villages. Here's the free kick. It's high, it's a little bit long. Mooch with the header, oh, and it's popped away. A man standing on the goal line. We'll see if we can figure out who that was for you. Well, what an incredible block there. It was number 13. That's Connolly. Here's another cross, and this one pops up into the glove of Basabe. And man, the Villages thought they had a goal right there, but Connolly just standing on that goal line managed to keep it out. Munch was the shooter. So Basabe looking to send this one, but taking his time. Long kick. Iago Lopez hits it up into the air. Fernando Abreu still trying to get it clear. It's still heading towards the Buffalo goal. Vitter's going to play it out towards the sideline. Oliveira can't keep it in, so it will go to North Carolina here. Short throw into Gumiero. Back to Vyman. Back to Clow. Clow now plays back out wide for Connolly. Back to Vyman, back to Clow. And he tried to go for Gumiero, but Amaral and Cardano were in the area to screw that one up for North Carolina. Abreu trying to play it forward here, but misplayed it a little bit, looking to get it to Cardano out on that outside. Ball gets just by Cardona there. So North Carolina still on it. Murtha, back to Murtha. He's got a little more room to work with, but quickly Vyman came up to play this one. This is Davis. Davis working against Oliveira, and there's a whistle for the collision. Oliveira giving up quite a bit of size to Davis in that matchup, but bodied him up right there. Appropriately called foul. Vyman will play back to his keeper, Basabe here. He's got Clow and Vyman close, but looks like he's going to elect to send. This gets over Van Dyke Gal, all the way back to Jackson Lee, sliding in to grab it ahead of Gomero. Murtha off the rollout from Lee. Vitter lets this go over his head. Fred Ferreira coming up to it. Has it knocked away there by Vyman. Allows it to go as it'll be a throw in for the Villages. Vitter trying to settle things a little bit. He takes this one himself. Throw it back to Murtha. Murtha's going to play it back to Lee, who has to track outside the box for it. High ball. This is going to get well out of bounds. Oh, no, actually, it's going to stay inside. Fred Ferreira battling here. Manages to get away with it. Gave it to Oliveira, and he'll play it back to Cardona. Gal. Playing it up the sideline here. This gets past Amaral. It's tapped out of bounds right there by Michael Klaus, so it will stay with the Villages. Nice ball right there by Van Dyke. Ten minutes into the second half here, a little bit more than that. Oliveira off the throw in from Munch, gets it back from him again. Let's play back to Abreu. Abreu swings it out for Murtha, trying to get the switch to this left side here. Murtha cutting it up the middle. Going to Ferreira, surrounded by four white kids. Vitter's going to try a cross, and it's played away. Still on it, though, are the Villages. Oliveira, Munch. Munch has to turn back, plays a cross in, and cleared away eventually by the Fusion. Good defense right there by the visitors. Murtha goes down, but no call. Soft contact there from Davis. Like he may have lost his feet as much as anything. Connolly swings it back here to Vyman. Over to Clow in the center. Back to Vyman. Into the middle, this is Bright. Working ahead of Oliveira. Oliveira managed to jump in front of him right there and stop that ball and managed to stay right on it too. Oliveira for Vitter. Head for Ferreira. Ferreira working here against Vyman. That's got to be a foul. They'll say no. Throw in for the Villages, but no call. Vyman had Ferreira by the shoulder. So Vitter will have the throw in here. This will be somewhere right around the edge of the North Carolina box. Maybe a little bit closer to the touch than that. Vitter keeps it down, gets it to Amaral. Amaral lost control of it a little bit there. Gomero managed to get it away from the Villages. Gustavo Murtha taken down. This is going to be a call against Mayer, I believe. Oh, now Murtha getting a talking to, maybe for shouting out as he went down. But Mayer does get the yellow card. That's the fourth of the game already for North Carolina. None overlapping. Murtha still a little bit heated after that foul. Mayer pleading his case. Oliveira. Is it back here to Lopez? Lopez keeping it away from Mayer, and Murtha just has to send it. Ferreira was offside up ahead. First one called against the Villages here tonight. Wasabe. Line drive kick well across midfield. Murtha keeping it on the ground, but Pelio gets it. Connolly into the middle for Bright. Bright swing it out for Gomero. Yago Lopez will walk this one all the way back to Jackson Lee. He quickly rolls it out, trying to get the Villages to push it back the other way. Nice ball up the sideline for Munch. Munch has two runners in the middle. If he can get it to him, plays it to Oliveira, drops it back off for Munch. He's going to try a shot. Oh, diving save. And Basabe manages to hold on to it again. Did well just to get in front of that ball. It was a great shot from Munch. Basabe, get credit for the save. And again, did a good job keeping that one under control, not allowing it to bounce out into the box. Now, North Carolina working quickly. Ball out into the box here. It's going to run past Davis, but he will track it down next to Vitter. Vitter chases him out of the box, though. Davis manages to get it away, but Connolly now surrounded. Played forward for Yago Lopez. Ends up being the 1-2 played away. Pelio had a chance at it. Fabio Amaral in a foot race here with Vyman. Vyman has to kick it out the sideline. Nice counterattack opportunity there by the Villages. Fabio Amaral being the lone man running after that one. Vyman doing an even better job to get a foot in front of that one and knock it out of bounds, stopping any opportunity for Amaral to get a second goal. More than 60 minutes gone in this contest. 2/3 of the way through the match. These two teams. Ball played forward. Davis on the run for it. Vitter also with it. Had a little bit of advantage from the curvature of the pass. Jackson Lee go over him to get away from Horveno, but didn't quite slow down enough for him to be able to chase it down before it made it out of bounds. Quick throw in here. Kept in. Gomiero misplayed that one a little bit, but stays in now. The Village is taking it back the other way. Oliveira, he's got Vitter making the run. Dano going to be called here for the foul. Excuse me, Cardona. Fusion. Play it short on the free kick. Give and go between Horveno and Bright. And Horveno turns it over. Munch coming back with it the other way, running ahead of Horveno. He's pushed down from behind. That's a whistle and almost certainly should be a card here. Referee goes to mark the spot first. And it looks as though he did have the yellow card out. That's the second for Horveno, if it is indeed a card to him. And there it is. Yellow turns into a second red, taking down Nikolai Munch from behind. So North Carolina Fusion will be playing man down for the last 25 minutes of regulation in this match. On the play and couldn't get position. Got a little too much of him right there and took him to the ground on an attacking opportunity. Just about a textbook yellow card. And unfortunately for him, his second of the match. So he's put his team in a tough spot here, playing with 10 men, including the keeper. The Village is also with a dangerous free kick off of that play, and of course the numbers now. This is Ferreira standing over it. Here's the whistle. Here's the kick. Curling ball. Oh, headed by Munch, but just wide. Cardona was also going up for it. Munch has had 3 tries tonight, and all of them have been pretty good. And that one just wide of the left post. Villagers should have more opportunities now that they're playing against a short-handed team.
Just wide for the Villages.
Long ball out by Basabe. Nice job by Vitter right there, bodying up Davis, not allowing him to track back and get to that goal kick. Murtha will swing it to the other side by way of Lee to Lopez. Lopez will give it back to keeper. Connolly, they'll say he did keep that in bounds. Pelio has it taken away off his foot by Cardona. And right there, Connolly not going to be able to keep it in bounds. Vitter quickly going with the throw-in. Two defenders here. Stops, cuts it back. Oliveira put a hand up forward in the middle, but he played back to Munch on the sideline. Cardona forward for Oliveira. Oliveira tried to get it through for Ferreira, but he couldn't do it in time. Nicely done by Bright to get that one away in front of a sliding Villages player. Villages has some numbers in space over here on the left side. Abreu. Out wide for Gao. Gao up the sideline. Back of that ball took a deflection. Should be staying with the Villages. I think that was McDonald over there who stuck a foot out. Looks as though we may be getting the first substitution of the game from North Carolina soon. Munch with the throw in here. Goes into Cardona. Cardona hounded by Pelio. Plays it back to Murtha. Now we'll get it back from him. Cardona's going to play one into the box. Ferreira has to play it off the chest. Amaral tried the shot just wide. It was a great sequence right there between those three. So here's Basabe once again. Just over 20 minutes left. This game, obviously being an elimination game, would go to extra time. We're still tied at the end of 90 minutes. Lopez back to Lee. Lee quickly trying to get rid of this one. Didn't do it well enough. Here's Davis on the ball, working to get around Murtha. Murtha doing a good job standing up there. Abreu trying to get this one, but Bright and now Cardona eventually does clear it. High up in the air, Crow chasing back after it as well as McDonald. They're going to shield off Ferreira. Ferreira still chasing after the play here. Fusion trying to turn it into an attack quickly, but McDonald stopped there by Moon. She has to play back for Vyman. Vyman will find Horveno here. Nice stop right there by Cardona. Abreu. He's going to be held up, and that is Jamie Davis down on the pitch. Pelio unhappy. And a couple of substitutions coming into the match. We've got Alejandro Varela and Colton Sessoms, number 8 and number 12, respectively, coming into the match. See if we can suss out who they're replacing. '72nd minute. Yannick Bright on the way out there for Varela. And Mayer, the forward, coming out for number 12, Colton Sessoms. So 8 and 12 in, 19 and 18 out. And the Villages with the ball on the drop. Hold over here for Lopez. Ball headed across by Vitter, nicely done, gets it to Ferreira. Ferreira trying to get around a man, tries a shuttle, but it's rising the whole way. Couldn't sneak it underneath the bar there. Ferreira's first shot of the match, and it had a lot of power behind it, but again, just couldn't keep it down below that crossbar. The dangerous look, though, as he was able to shake a man right there on the edge of the box. And now we've got a whistle. It seems a warning for delay of game to Basabe.
Exiting number 19, Yannick Bright. Number 18, Mayer.
Basabe on drive out. Murtha is the one to settle it. Plays it back to Gao. Got being chased right here, but manages to make himself some space. Over to Murtha. Murtha plays back over for Lopez. Cardona. Over here, Murtha. Murtha playing it forward quickly, trying to get it to Oliveira. Nicely played back. Amaral. Vitter, cross, cleared. Crow able to get there. Vitter battling forward here on the sideline with Davis. Cardona has to play it back to Jackson Lee, but does manage to keep possession here for the Villages. Not allowing North Carolina to stretch and then recompress into an attacking formation. Here's Ferreira working towards the touchline against Vyman. Cuts inside on him. Plays back out for Amaral. Amaral looking for something to do with this ball. Has to pop it back out to Vitter as he was faced up by a couple of defenders. Cardona taken down from behind, but they'll say that was a fair play. Murtha battling right here and called for the foul for the hand contact. Quickly here, Pelio going to Connolly, who plays back to Vyman. Vyman for Clow. And he'll play back to Basabe. Long high ball, Murtha trying to settle underneath it. Does get a head to it, plays it nicely to Vitter. Vitter pops it up for Cardona. Cardona settling off the foot here. Leaves it off for Vitter, and now to Oliveira. He'll find Abreu, who is running out of space quickly. So again, on the back line of the Villages SC. Lopez for Gao. Has to go quickly with Gomero coming in. Trying to play it up the sideline for Munch. Munch does manage to settle. Keeps possession. Plays it to Murtha. Line of confrontation is back above midfield now. Vitter. Lopez. Up for Munch. Munch playing it past McDonald for Abreu. Abreu losing that one a little bit. Tried to keep it in bounds, but turned it over in the process. Munch, though, getting it back for the Villages while they're still in shape. Oliveira going to try a shot. It deflected off of a foot, and it will be a corner kick for the Buffalo. Credit Oliveira with the shot there.
Substitution incoming for North Carolina. Entering number 9, Mason Duval.
And the Villages certainly in control of this now. Got another substitution coming in while we set up for the corner. It'll be number 9, Mason Duval. Swapping on the field, it looks for Davis. Jamie Davis, yep, number 11 coming off. So Ferreira on the corner kick here. See if the Villages can get ahead and wrest full control of this game away from North Carolina. High ball swinging out away from the net, and it is played away by the Fusion. Murtha, though, does settle it out away from the box, off the clearance. Ferreira going to try another cross, and Munch was pushing in, but it's into the hands of Basabe. Less than 15 minutes left in regulation of this game. We'll see as Vitter gets in between the intended target of this pass, trying to get the Villages on the attack. Nicely done, though, by another one of the substitutes. That was Alejandro Varela. Winning that one, going quickly off the free kick. They'll switch sides. Gal lets that one be received up at the far end by Duval. Duval battling here. Into the middle. Backed away from Oliveira. This is Connolly. Murtha high up in the air. Connolly off the throw-in, looking for somewhere to go. Goes into Vyman. Excuse me, that was actually the sub Varela. Played over to McDonald on the back line. Had to slot into that spot when Horveno was ejected with the red card. Pelio, one touch forward for Gumiero. And cleared away eventually by the Villages. Van Dyke Gao sliding in there. Not clear of it yet, North Carolina still with the throw-in deep in Buffalo territory. And the head referee, Alejo Calume, speaking to Yago Lopez now. We will play on off the throw-in. Munch hounding. Abreu coming in to interfere as well. Now there's a foul. And this is a bad spot for it. It'll essentially be a corner kick from that spot. The type of opportunity that North Carolina needs. Playing man down here.
Go in front, pop behind. Pop behind, he's in the front.
And here we go, free kick is ready. There's the whistle. It's curling in towards the net. Jackson Lee goes up, couldn't keep a hold of it. Turned back towards the goal, but wide. What a miss by Vyman. Jackson Lee had it in the fingertips and couldn't haul it in all the way. Ball lands loose in the box as he's scrambling back towards the goal. Vyman just tried to turn on it hard, but missed the outside of the post there. And that is certainly the most dangerous opportunity that the Fusion have had since going down a man. Villages has been unable to capitalize that, and 15 minutes elapsed so far since Horveno was sent off with the red. Abreu, Munch. Got Amaral or Oliveira. He chooses Oliveira, and it ends up turned over. Munch comes back in to fight for it, and we've got a whistle going against Munch for a foul.
Munch.
Basabe, roller over to Vyman. Connolly, Ferreira chasing, trying to play it up the sideline here. Murtha and Duval go to the ground there. This ball, Cardona battling. It's going to be a foul going against Mason Duval. Sessoms and Murtha initially that went to the ground going after that one, and then there Cardona and Duval followed suit. Second one earned a foul, and Cardona appears to be in some serious discomfort here holding that left wrist. Have to hope that that's not something that will force him to come out of the game. It does appear that the Villages is getting set to make a substitution. Chris DeLon talking to Anderson De Silva here. Certainly a player that has participated in some late game heroics for the Villages in his time. Nice burst of speed and attack if you can get him on the pitch. Here's Munch off the long pass, and it's played away right there by Varela. Still with Oliveira, though. Oliveira couldn't get it around Varela to Amaral. Amaral knocks it away, but it goes out of bounds. So staying here with the Fusion on the far side. Just about 8 minutes, and we will see Chris DeLong come forward with the card to check in. And he will come in now.
Incoming for the Villages.
Be replacing Fernando Abreu, it seems.
Exiting number 20, Fernando Abreu. Entering the contest.
Number 7, Chris DeLon in for number 20, Fernando Abreu, 83rd minute. It's a big move by Anderson de Silva. He's putting more attacking in there. He's going to drop Fred Ferreira probably back into the midfield a little bit more now with that. But that's a great setup man for a guy with DeLon's speed and skill on the outside. Gao trying to get away here from a persistent defender or attacker, I suppose I should say. I believe that is number 9, Mason Duval out there, yep. Jackson Lee gonna send this one off on the free kick. Nego Lopez electing to leave it for him. Cristolon in that true forward position with the 2 forwards. Amaral plays this one on for Munch. Oh, but it's played away. Nicely done by Pelio. Oliveira was trying desperately to keep things going right there, and it'll be a throw-in for the Villages at least, so they do keep possession deep in attacking territory. Oliveira has it knocked away. This one stays inbounds, but Gal will get to it. He's going to pop it up into the air. It's towards the box. Cristolon trying to get underneath it. Couldn't settle it there. A couple of white shirts in his way. Gomiero tripped up a little bit by Oliveira, who was trying to signal that he hadn't committed a foul. Referee seems to agree with Oliveira. Now he's on the ball, heading towards the corner. Stops, holds up. A little bit of footwork here. Maybe toying with it a little bit too much. Plays it back to Munch. Here's a cross into the box, but it's right into the arms of Basabe. Munch was the sender. Cristolon was the intended target. 30 seconds until 85 minutes gone.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think any of us want to be thinking about additional
Vitor.
in this contest.
Connolly gets around him. Iago Lopez sliding, can't get after that one. Duval in a one-on-one with Jackson Lee. Plays it over. Van Dyke Yao managed to deter him. Here's the shot. Van Dyke Yao stops it. Heroic effort by Van Dyke Yao. The veteran Buffalo coming up huge in the late stages here. Cristolon now on the counterattack. Plays it out for Vitor. Vitor trying to get it across. Amaral can't settle, and it's away from Oliveira as well. Missed opportunity right there. Maybe the Buffalo rushing a little bit too much as they had just 3 defenders to work against if they could have pushed that efficiently. Here's Pelio. Long play, runs all the way back to Lee. He'll send it high and away out of bounds into the stands. And as we are now less than 5 minutes left in regulation, the imminence of some extra time seems to be a very real possibility. Ball loose in the middle. Gomiero manages to get up, plays it over to Pelio. Pelio out to that far side for Duval. Duval going to get to it before the touchline. Faced up by Van Dyke. And McDonald here will play back to Varela. Ferreira tapped that one away from Pelio, and now we have to play all the way back to Basabe. DeLon and Amaral coming up to contest, forcing the quick pass. Cardona gets it to Oliveira. Oliveira being hounded by Varela, but gets it out to Munch safely. 3.5 minutes for the Villages to try to make something happen. It's the late stages of a late game. Vitor. Rolls it over. Lee. Up to Gao. Forward for Munch. Munch tripped up, and there's the late whistle on that one. Free kick opportunity here, about 3 minutes left in regulation. Munch helped to his feet here. He's hit the deck a few times. Been a hard night for him. He has played well. A few great shots. And if you're a Villages fan, you'd like to see him rewarded for his effort tonight, maybe with a goal right here. And that crowd is still here. Haven't seen a lot of people leaving, despite how late this match is now running. We're coming in on midnight. East Coast game, and crowd still into it. You can hear the drums. Here's the free kick from Ferreira. It's long. It's headed away by Clow. Gomiero is going to be the one to get to it as well. Nicely done there by the Fusion. Oliveira stepping in front of that one. And we've got a yellow card coming out now. I'm not sure who this is for. It looks like it's going to Gustavo Murtha. Might need a replay to see exactly what happened on that one to warrant a card, but it'll be Varela on the free kick. Plays back to Vyman. Vyman tried to get it back over to Varela, but miscommunication. The Villages has a 3-on-3 here if they can hurry. 4-on-3 with DeLon joining the party. Oliveira looking to go to Ferreira, but just held up by McDonald. Nicely played right there by the sliding in center back. Here's Vitter. Plays back into the center for Cardona. Cardona, Oliveira. Oliveira plays it out wide. This is for Gao. Crossing over into the 90th minute now. Played back for Lopez. Lopez quickly swinging it over for Murtha. Murtha with plenty of space if he hurries here. He's going to take it up to about the edge of the third. Vitter with DeLon to his left. Opts to go back to Murtha. The Villages being patient here, looking for something late. You want to make this a good opportunity. Try to avoid that overtime. You certainly don't want to turn it over. Played in here for Ferreira. Ferreira trying to split a double team. Amaral plays it back to him. Ferreira's going to try the shot, but it's wide. It was a great sequence, everything but the final touch right there by the Villages. That was a great opportunity right there and well built by the Villages SC. Again, they were playing patient right there as we are now in stoppage time. Minimum 2 minutes. It's pretty light on the stoppage in both halves. And barring something dramatic happening here, it does seem as though we will be headed for extra time. Cristolon on the ball here, winning it. And he is fouled there by Pelio. Quickly goes to Oliveira on the free kick. Amaral couldn't get it through to Oliveira. Now tries a shot, but it's gloved up by Basabe. Fourth of the game for Amaral. This ball here makes it out to Vitter. Vitter plays back to Murtha. Throws it over to Yago Lopez. Gao. Back to Lopez. Not a lot of time left here. This is Oliveira for Vitter. DeLon trying to get around his man here. Vyman, he does. Rolls it up for Ferreira. Ferreira had it from behind. 3 white shirts in front of him. Plays it out for Amaral. Amaral tried to settle and just couldn't play it down for Ferreira. Boy, if that pass there comes back just a little bit shorter, Ferreira's in a great spot in a one-on-one with Basabe, but instead the keeper has it in his hands, and he'll be launching this one as far as he can from his goal. There's the kick. It is a long one. Yago Lopez will let it run over all the way back into the gloves of Jackson Lee. We'll see if the Villages responds in kind. No, it'll be a rollout for Gao. Quickly playing it up ahead to Munch, though. They're trying to build something in this last minute of stoppage if they can. All the way back to Lee. Now he's going to swing it over to the left here. Murtha has Vitter. Also Cardona in the middle. We'll take the Vitter option. He'll go to Oliveira. Oliveira for DeLon. DeLon pushing it forward here. Plays it out for Vitter. Vitter's going to have a chance to cross. He's got 3 men in the box. 4 if you count Oliveira trailing. Ferreira trying to settle it here. Hounded, though. And it's cleared out by Varela. And we will go to extra time. We are tied 1-1 at the end of regulation. Stick around. A dramatic overtime period sure to follow here from the Villages.
We know that Drew Chaltry of the Villages Daily Sun is going to go back. This, as far as I know, will be the first game ever in the history of the Villages to start on one calendar day and end on the next. You guys are all going to be a part of that history. We'll be back shortly.
knotted at 1 goal apiece. It's been the score since the 41st minute, and here we are more than 50 minutes later, including stoppage time, with that same result on the board. The Villages SC will be playing with an extra man, as they have been since the 65th minute, when Alexander Horveno was shown his second yellow card of the match. Naturally, that evolved into a red card. Also see second substitution of the game for the Villages SC. Number 11, Alexandre Teixeira, the Buffalo Hope phenom, will be making his second appearance here for the club. Presumably, he will be replacing Fabio Amaral, who did score the lone goal for the Buffalo. And now we see Amaral actually out there on the pitch, so I'll let you know as soon as we find out officially who it is that Teixeira will be replacing. Fred Ferreira giving some words of encouragement to the Buffalo here in the huddle. He has been Mr. Belief since arriving here in the Villages. Literally showed up for practice the next day, was playing at FC Miami City, and scored a game winner late in that one. 2 goals in about the span of 60-something seconds to get the Villages ahead. Ended up being a critical win for the Buffalo.
The contest is still tied.
And just for everyone's edification, there will be a guaranteed 2 15-minute periods of extra time here, should this score remain or be otherwise tied at the end of that second overtime period. Would go to penalty kicks. That has already happened in USL 2 today. Kalamazoo and King's Hammer went to 20 total penalty kicks after their match. The Central Conference quarterfinals for that one. Long ball from Lee. Vyman underneath it. Varela will play it back here to Basabe. Long ball out, gets past Munch. Didn't touch it, and it rolls out the sideline. And I guess they'll say he did get a little piece of it. So the throw-in came from North Carolina. Cardona sliding in there, trying to pop that ball away. Gets past Teixeira, though. Victor pops this up into the air. Cardona settling, but had it knocked away by Pelio, but his pass gets away there from Duval. Excuse me, not Duval, that is Sessoms. And out of bounds, so Village's throw-in goes back to Gao. He will play it back to Lee. Duval, the man up top, chasing for the Fusion. Here's Gao. Vitter. Back to Gao. Lopez. Munch. Over the top, looking for DeLon. He's showing off the speed. Plays one through for Teixeira. Teixeira takes the shot. It's stopped, though, by Basabe. Oh, what an attempt there by the rookie. Fabio Amaral trying to keep things going, and that one played away. But goodness, you can see the potential right there on that play. Just the turn and the shot. Basabe managed to get right in front of it, but whew, that was quite the sequence. And the Villages fans very nearly had a lot more to cheer about than just a good-looking shot, which you heard them make plenty of noise for. Lopez. Gao. Rolls it out for Oliveira on the left. Back to Gao. Now over to Vitter. Vitter. Pushed from behind. Literally. We'll see that draw a whistle from Connolly. On the far side, Munch, he will have to play back to Lopez. And it appears that the substitution of the Villages there at the start of the extra time was actually for Gustavo Murtha coming out of the game. That moves Yago Lopez and Van Dyke Yao into the two center back positions, more of a traditional lineup, what we've seen from the Villages SC as far as the formation goes. So bringing a little bit more attacking with the third forward. See Amaral and Delon on the wings, Teixeira in that center striker spot. Running with this one is Sessoms. Munch sliding in, got a little piece of it, but Gomero still on it. Stops in front of Vitter, and Cardona comes to pop it away. Jackson Lee will wave off Vitter. Nicely done there by the Villages defense. Rolled out for Oliveira. He's trying to get around Pelio here. Scoots past him, gets it to Teixeira. Teixeira turning, trying to get around Vyman, but tripped up, and Vyman, I think, knew that he'd come into the foul right away.
Bottom five.
Oliveira will take the free kick here for the Villages. Probably going to keep it short based on the history of what we've seen from them doing this spot today. And we've just crossed over midnight, now 12:01 here Eastern Time. As PA announcer Matt Knowles pointed out, I believe this is the first ever match for the Villages SC that started in one calendar day and will end in another. DeLon taken to the ground right there, the side judge on the far side right there. I believe that's Kevin Flynn, puts the signal up. That was indeed a foul. It's quickly three that North Carolina's picked up in 5 minutes of play since the end of the second half. Gao over to Vitter. Back to Gao. To Lopez. Lopez will play it back to Jackson Lee. And Lee playing out now for Munch. If he can get the sideline quickly, he's got a little bit of space. Gomero coming to kind of close him off. Ferreira trying to make sure that he had enough space to get that pass to Teixeira. Teixeira's pass up the sideline, deflected out and away by Varela. Munch. Toss into Teixeira. Held up right there, and Pelio manages to get it away from him. He's trying to get it back from Varela. Commits the foul. Maybe a little bit of frustration right there by the young Buffalo. Again, credit to the fans that are still out there. I gave them a shout out at the beginning of the game for sticking it out through a couple hours of lightning delay to be here for the start of this one. And again, they've stayed largely. Everyone who was here for the start is still here, it looks like. Gal. We'll see if this elicits a card on Gomero. Yellow card there assigned. I believe that was Gomero that picked it up. Vitter. Back to Gao. Gao swinging over to Lopez. Getting these two center backs will have a lot more responsibility right now without Murtha there to help them out. Cardona playing forward for DeLon. He's got the speed. Oh, but his pass is blocked. The cross right there stopped by Clow. Right in front of that one, deflected it back out of bounds. So throw in now for DeLon. Goes in for Cardona. Cardona trying a cross. And Teixeira was trying to get to it. He was being held. That was Connolly with his arms all the way around Teixeira, and can't tell if Kalume was maybe just screened off of it, but no whistle there, a little bit surprising. Cardona now, getting it back for the Villages SC, gets it to DeLon. Teixeira can't quite keep it, turns it back over. McDonald will play back to Basabe. Amaral chasing, a little pressure to make him get rid of that one fast. Duval battling Lopez for it. Oliveira will try to settle here. Absorbs a little bit of contact there, and that just a little bit too much from Duval. Oliveira plays it soft and short. Actually, they're just setting that up. Now he'll receive it and play it soft and short to Van Dyke Gao. Lopez. He's got Vitter out on this left side. He will take that. Back in for Ferreira. Back to Lopez. Villages working this one forward, looking for a good area to try for some penetration. Here's Oliveira. He'll play back to Gao. Buffalo willing to be patient here. They've got 30 minutes, and they're going to be playing with an advantage the whole time. Again, the Buffalo playing with one more man than the Fusion. Amaral. Back to Oliveira. Oliveira fakes. Now turns it back to Cardona. Cardona has to play quickly to Gao. This is great defense by North Carolina, not allowing anything. Bill just tries for the switch. Munch has it knocked away. This plays back down the sideline. Stays in bounds. Oh, no, it does not. Yago Lopez quickly going to throw it into Jackson Lee before North Carolina can condense to that one side. Bitter. Try to get around. Sessoms right there. Has to play back to Gao. Again, the Villages being extremely patient here in this first overtime period. No rush on their part. Certainly don't want to send this to PKs when the man advantage will no longer exist, but decent situation here for them right now. And Ferreira whistled for the foul right there. He can't believe that call. He was waiting for the ball coming underneath. Byman. This one misplayed a little bit here, but kept by Gomero. And just get it forward up the sideline into the middle for Varela. Nice play forward for Duval. He's onside, takes it all the way to the touchline, keeps it in. We're going to get around Munch here, crosses over the net, and now a whistle. Looks like it'll be an offside call. And actually they'll say that that ball went out of bounds and came back into play. So just a straight turnover. No foul or offside there. Cardona for Amaral. He's going to have to work quickly here, trying to get up ahead. And he was held up right there by Connolly. Now gets in front of his pass. Basabe is going to have his man leave it. It was Vyman in the vicinity. Clow. Oh, dangerous play right there. Ferreira was not in a position to get after it, but that could have gone very poorly if that ball had taken a slightly different bounce. This gets over everybody all the way back to Yago Lopez. That was Duval and Gao jumping for it. Almost 12 minutes gone here out of this first extra time period. Again, the Buffalo would prefer this to not go to penalty kicks. Teixeira turns it over. Fusion coming back the other way with it. Ball up over the top. It was intended for Duval, but cut off by Yago Lopez. He couldn't settle it cleanly, so it plays out of bounds. Short throw in here to Pelio. And whistle, I think, for maybe a handball over on that far side. And now some frustration starting to show. I believe that was Gomero getting into it with Chris DeLon. Grabbing a piece of him there. The referee giving a warning. Lopez off the free kick. Moves it over to Van Dyke Gow. He's going to play it up for Vitter. Vitter's going to run out of space quickly with Sessoms crashing. And he has to play back to Iago Lopez. Lopez trying to go up over the top. Amaral coming after it. Settles, taps it over Connolly. Oliveira trying to get it under control here. Had to turn it away from the box. Gets it back from Vitter. Over to Cardona. Cardona back for Gow. Village is kind of resetting here. Here's Munch. Munch trying a cross. It's a little bit too far ahead for Teixeira, as well as Ferreira and Amaral. We're in the vicinity as well. Just about 14 minutes gone here. It's looking like we will head to that second overtime with the score still intact. Nice slide right there by Cardona. That was extremely clean. He gets it back, too, off the play by Sessoms. He's pushing it back. Gets it back to Vitter. Vitter into the middle. Here's Ferreira. Ferreira for Teixeira. Tried to get it back to him, but couldn't do it cleanly. Teixeira, nice spin move right there. Taken down, but no foul. It was Varela with a little bit of contact, but it was pretty soft, and that shot well wide. Nothing doing on that one by Duval. Village is working quickly, again, trying to get something done before this 15 minutes is up. We'll have another 15-minute period to try and score, but would love to be able to strategize during this break based on having that lead. Munch.
And that's
the end of the first extra period. We'll take a quick break and we'll rejoin you on the other side. 15 more minutes before the possibility of penalty kicks. The Village's SC 1, North Carolina Fusion U23s 1.
You okay?
And welcome back. We are still here with you entering the second extra time period. These teams still knotted at 1 goal apiece. It has been more than an hour of play in that condition. See Frank Gummies coming into the game here. It's number 4. We'll see if we can figure out who exactly he's replacing. Looks like Clow, number 17, who made the departure.
We're about to get this second overtime period started.
The Villages SC first touch scoring over in front of the 2 supporter groups, and imagine the scene if they were able to do so here in this overtime period. Bitter plays back into the center for Iago Lopez. He will trot this one up towards the center circle. Long pass going out wide for DeLon. It doesn't get far enough. Fred Ferreira, though, trying to keep the attack on for the Villages. Taps it out to Vitter and gets it back. Vitter. And he will play all the way back to Kiao. Taking the smart option there. The Villages did control possession for pretty much all of that first overtime period. A few spurts there by North Carolina, but Buffalo playing with that one-man advantage after Horveno's red card in the second half. Were really able to control pace, but still hasn't resulted in a goal for them. Vitter cutting in towards the touchline. Tried to drop it off right there, but Varela was there to interfere. This lands on the foot of Oliveira. Oliveira looked like, I can't tell if that was a shot or a pass, but either way, Pelio was there to knock it away from him. Deflected it immediately. And well done again by the North Carolina Fusion, stopping a pretty solid Villages attacking opportunity. They've been so solid on defense really all game, but especially since having to move to the 10-man formation. Lopez, out-swinging ball for DeLon. He settles it off the chest, working against Connolly here. Plays it in, but kicked away by Feynman. Vitter. Back to Gao, back to Lopez. It's already been 2 minutes of this second overtime period, only 15 minutes. Of course, the officials, it's at their discretion whether or not to add stoppage to each of these overtime periods. Mind you, if nothing changes after 120 minutes of play, hard to imagine that one more minute will. Lopez didn't get that one cleanly, and Lopez appears to be hobbling a little bit. I believe he's telling the Buffalo bench that he's okay, but it'd be a difficult substitution to make right now for the Villages SC. Again, Murtha, the third center back, came out of the game earlier. They changed up the formation, moving back to the traditional 4-4-3 that we typically see from the Buffalo. Deep throw in. Cardona puts a head to it, but can't keep it inbounds. Another throw-in coming for North Carolina. McDonald. Nice throw in for Gomero. Gets it all the way into the middle for him. That ball played up ahead. Oh, it gets dangerously in front of the Buffalo goal. Jackson Lee with the stop. Vitter with the clearance. Nicely done right there by the Buffalo. Not out of danger yet. Connolly coming up, but Cardona able to get in front of him. They permitted. This ball tracking back away from Varela. He does manage to corral it. Play all the way back to Vyman, and he will have to send back to Basabe. Teixeira pushing. He gets it around him. Back up to Vyman. Vyman trying to send on the ground. Gets it forward to Gamiero. Varela coming out wide for McDonald. Still running after playing all of the minutes of this game. Amaral doing the same to chase after. Here's Peleu. He scored the opening goal of the match, and Gomiro, so wearing the captain's band, has it turned over. He was being pressured by Cardona, and Teixeira ends up receiving the pass, and Teixeira's play for DeLon is just a little bit too strong. Hard to overestimate his speed, but tough ball to catch right there. McDonald trying to get around Emerald. He does. Play forward is cut off by Lopez. Duval was making a nice run right there, and if it would have got through, and Yago Lopez, you saw him go to the ground right there, appears to be experiencing some cramps in that right calf. I hope that doesn't become a liability for the Buffalo. Grimacing on pretty much every time he plants or swings that leg. Munch. Lopez. Lopez has to play back to Lee. He sends out for Gao. Forward for DeLon. He'll get it back. Lopez. He has to play back to Lee. Lee's going to settle. Has to get rid of it with Gomiro in the immediate vicinity right there. Gets it out to Munch. Munch for Amaral. Amaral cutting it inside himself. Going to play it over across for Cardona. Cardona has Vitor waving for it. He will play to him. Taps back to DeLon. DeLon lobbing this one up into the box. McDonald's going to get up for the header. Munch going to come forward to keep it on off the chest. Nicely played. He taps it out here for Oliveira to see if he can make the cross. He tried and had it tapped out of bounds right there by Gummies. So the Villages SC will have a corner kick. .22nd minute. Less than 10 minutes left to play in this second overtime period. Fred Ferreira will take the corner kick. He's getting a little bit of a stretch before doing so. Ferreira's kick, low, off the top of the net. Didn't get enough of it. Couldn't get it to curl back around. Again, those are the type of opportunities that the Buffalo can't really afford to waste. You do not want this to go to penalty kicks where it's anybody's game. You have to imagine they feel it's better to win where the playing field is tilted in their favor. An extra man compared to Carolina Fusion. Duval goes up, and he's going to commit the foul, jumping into the back there of Cardona. And Cardona also apparently in some discomfort. Another man that's played every minute of this match. It was, I believe, a wrist or an arm that was hurting him earlier, and it appears to be the leg is moving a little bit gingerly. Does manage to play that over to Gao well enough, though. Vitter. Back to Gao. Forward here, DeLon. Oh, and he commits the foul, apparently. Basabe. Long send. He can really get this to the touch time before it comes down. Pretty much made it to the corner of the box and will roll out the back. Jackson Lee's going to grab a ball from the ball boy here. Try to go quickly. Rolling a pass out for Munch. He'll play back to Lopez. Just about 24 minutes gone here in the 30-minute overtime. Munch. Nice on target pass there for Amaral. One touch out to Oliveira. Teixeira. Tried to turn right there. And a foul. This will be a dangerous spot here for the Fusion to defend. This looks to be pretty much right on the line with 18-yard box. Fred Ferreira and Teixeira, who again just drew the foul, standing over that. Now Ferreira is going to step away. It looks as though Teixeira will take this himself. We'll see what he elects to do with it. It'd be a tough shot if he were to try to put it on frame, but if he can get a good ball into the box, anything is possible for the Villages here. This is on target. We could be 5 minutes away from finally ending this. Here it is, curling ball towards the goal, headed down onto the ground. Shot taken there by Amaral, but he couldn't keep it inside the post. Amaral looking to play hero again. If he would have scored both goals in this game and sent the Villages through, they'd be building the statue here. It's the first ever home playoff match for the Villages SC, one they'd very much like to win. Like to have all positive memories of the weekend, which has already been a great success. Duvall shoving Van Dyke out of bounds right there. No call. Less than 5 minutes in the rest of this overtime. This ball gets past Oliveira off the head of McDonald. Varela. He's got McDonald now making the run up the left side. You can see the fatigue in the Villages. Duvall has it tapped away by Lopez. Gao trying to get it cleared. That took a bad bounce, but Jackson Lee easily able to handle that. Let's make a little two-handed throw, almost like a throw into Cardona. And this ball is not going to get to Oliveira, hit away by McDonald. And they will say that was a handball, so it'll be a free kick instead of a throw-in. Cardona pushing forward to Amaral. Amaral trying to give it to Teixeira here. Teixeira cuts inside. Can't stay on it, though. Pelio plays it away. Varela forward for Gumiero. Vitter breaks that one up. Fred Ferreira's on it. He plays out wide for DeLon. Let's see if DeLon can get across. He's got Amaral making the run up the middle. DeLon playing to the touchline. Tries to play it across. Oh, and Amaral couldn't get a foot up in time. That'll run all the way through. We'll see if they say no deflection. That's a turnover to the North Carolina Fusion. Such a good opportunity right there. DeLon doing a great job staying on that ball. Got it crossed nicely, but Amaral was just unable to get the leg up in time to tap that into the goal, which was wide open at that near post. Gets over Cardona. Iago Lopez, little tapper for Munch. He's going to head it back for Van Dyke Gao, keeping that one nicely away from Duvall. 27.5 minutes out of 30 played here in overtime. Gao trying to make the long pass for Amaral. He can't do it, but Oliveira's on it for him. Munch going to take this one from Amaral. Back to Oliveira. Oliveira into the box for Ferreira. Ferreira trying to make a nice move, but pressured a little bit too much. Cardona stepping in. Duvall deflected it. Here's the shot. Oh, and it deflects off of DeLon. Vitter actually looks like he may be hurt after that one. You could hear a hard collision. I think he and DeLon may have banked shin guards. Not a good feeling even with the protection. DeLon on this ball now. Cutting it towards the middle. Held up, tripped from behind. No call. Duvall on it. He's got a runner to his left. To his right. Cardona steps in there and tried to interrupt that pass, but it gets to Gumiero. Gumiero working to get around Munch here. Cuts it inside. Plays all the way to Pelio in the center. Forward for Duvall. Van Dyke Gao coming up to break that up. Here's Vitter. You still see it seems to be in a little bit of pain. Iago Lopez also has been experiencing some discomfort. Munch short on the sideline here for Amaral. Amaral trying to make a no-look pass. McDonald pulls him to the ground. That'll be a whistle. And now a yellow card. Not sure if that was to Cardona or Duvall. It appears that it was, in fact, Cardona.
Pats, let's get back in, mate. Come on. Let's go, Pat.
120th a minute. Villages SC trying to get some stretching in here for Amaral. Really feeling the tightness in that quad. Right side. If this does in fact end up going to penalty kicks, not sure how many right legs will still be working for the Villages SC Buffalo. Lopez. Long ball. This is curling out away from the corner of the box. Headed in here by Cardona, but towards the touchline and out of bounds. Only 10 seconds left. We'll see if there's any added time. There has been a few stoppages, but referees may elect just to move straight on to penalty kicks.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have completed.
And that is it. We will go to PKs. North Carolina Fusion survives 30 minutes of overtime, playing a man down. They will send it to penalty kicks. Everything is to play for, and everything is level. We'll be right back.
Best of 5. If it is still tied at that point, we will continue on until we have a winner.
Come on, boys, come on. We got it, come on. We got the most, we got one, come on. Let's go. Come on, get out, let's go.
It is maybe the loneliest place in all of sports, the penalty spot. 10 men will head there now, 5 for the Villages SC and 5 for North Carolina Fusion U23s. And, of course, the goalkeepers Juan Basabe and Jackson Lee both try to give their teams an edge. All to play for 1-1 through 120 minutes of this USL League Two Southern Conference quarterfinal. And this is the drama that you stay up late for if you're a fan of soccer. Well beyond 12:30 a.m. now. This game that was supposed to start at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Postponed, and then postponed again, and now these teams to make sure that North Carolina gets the most out of their trip to Florida with regards to minutes of soccer played.
Looks like the penalty kicks will be being taken from the south.
Penalty kicks will be taken at the south end, away from the Villages SC fans. Looks like we'll see a lot of them migrating from the supporter sections at the north end of the field down to that side of the pitch. The Village is certainly no shortage of options to take the penalty kicks. Almost every player who was on the field at the end of that second overtime has scored for the Villages this season. I believe Kevin Cardona and Alexandra Teixeira, the only two in that 11. And perhaps Iago Lopez, actually, I don't believe this year has scored a goal for the Buffalo. A lot of pressure on each man in every situation here. See Basabe and Jackson Lee hugging it out as they head towards the goal. Both of them understand the intensity of this situation, the difficulty for the keeper here. And the Villages SC fans are starting to line up along the touchline there. Everyone coming down to get close to the action. This will either be the most exciting moment or the most heartbreaking that they've ever experienced here at the Villages SC complex since this facility opened in 2019. Maybe the fans a little bit too eager there. They're being told they have to get behind the backstop.
Villages fans, please stay behind the fence. Please do not climb on the fence behind the goal. Make sure you stay. The referees are telling you to please stay behind the fence, and please do not climb on the fence. Thank you. The first kicker for the Villages will be number 30.
Looks as though Fabio Amaral will take the first kick for the Villages SC. He has the one goal already. Of course, this is the only one the Villages has scored. Visit on the spot. We saw Amaral dealing with some cramping. See if he can overcome that just long enough to take this one shot here. Here's the shot, and it's saved right off the bat. It's a great start for Basabe. That had nice pace on it right there, but a good guess and just a little bit too inside from Amaral. So the Villages behind the 8 ball early in this one. They're going to have to count on either a mistake here by someone with North Carolina or some heroics from Jackson Lee. It's only the second time ever that the Villages SC has gotten penalty kicks in a game. The last time was the 2019 U.S. Open Cup first round match against the Lakeland Tropics. Played down in Auburndale, and that game ended well before this one did. Varela, shot and scores. Fred Ferreira coming up here. Jackson Lee will present him the ball personally.
Number 8, Freddie Ferreira.
Again, this is essentially a best-of-5 contest, so advantage to the Fusion so far. Sabe making that opening save was huge. Puts pressure on every single Villages SC kicker that comes up now, as well as Jackson Lee. Shot, and that one stopped initially by Basabe, but goes off of his foot and into the net.
We are now tied 1-1.
So that ties it up, but advantage still to North Carolina.
Fusion still with the advantage.
Pelio, goal scorer for the Fusion, coming up now. See if Jackson Lee can get the better of him this time.
Next speaker for North Carolina, number 15, Tobias Pelio.
Villages SC in desperate need of a stop. It's only going to get more desperate. Here's the kick, and that's a perfect shot right there. Jackson Lee guessed the correct direction, but that was deep into the back left corner.
Villages 1.
Nikolai Munch making the long walk forward to the penalty spot here. Munch had quite the game, had some chances, couldn't get one to go. Villages needs him to put one in the net this time.
Next seeker for the Villages, number 23, Nikolai Munch.
Munch takes a shot, upper shelf. That's a perfect penalty kick. Can't do it any better than putting it in the top of the net. That's hard to defend when you're guessing a side as a keeper. Vyman coming up here. Center back played the full 120. Villages
Next kicker, number 5.
needs a stop just to keep things going beyond the 5 kicks apiece. Jackson Lee getting pumped. Vyman with a hard run up and a soft touch. Nice move right there. He keeps his team on the advantage side of this.
Up next, number 24, the Iceman.
Niklas Vitor now stepping up. He had a couple of tries in this one. Hard shot that ended up sailing over the crossbar. You just keep it below here. And he does. Another beautiful penalty kick.
Makes the score. Villages 3, North Carolina Fusion 3. Fusion still with the advantage.
Go Jackson, come on, man, Jackson!
It's going to come down to one of these 2 kicks here. Either a save or a miss on one of these keeps the Villages SC alive. Stepping forward here is Frank Gummies. Late substitute. Shot and into that upper corner again, indefensible.
Makes the score 4-3.
That makes it 4-3. The Buffalo have to sink this kick here. Kevin Cardona walking forward to take it. Have to make this kick here, and you need a save or a miss on the next one.
For the Villages upcoming, number 17, Kieran Duclay. This is sudden death.
This will be
Make this kick for the Villages to continue.
one of the most important shots he's ever taken. Kevin Duque Cardona. There's the wind up and the shot. He scores. He keeps it alive.
Shot and score for the Villagers.
And now all the pressure on the captain. He is here to potentially walk it off for the North Carolina Fusion. Gomiero. All he has to do is make this penalty kick right here. And North Carolina moves on to the semifinal. Here it is, Gomura and Jackson Lee staring each other down. The biggest play of the night. Comes Gomura winding up from the left. Plays it and straight into the net. Froze Jackson Lee on the line, and that is it. 1-1 decided in penalty kicks. The Villages SC loses 5-4 on PKs. Lucas Gomiero, the hero,
Sunday will be Asheville SC versus
and they will move on to play Asheville City SC here on Sunday night. A heartbreaking loss for the Villages SC, who could not cap.
We thank you.
Once again, Drew Shaltry, it's been a pleasure to be with you this evening. Thank you for sticking with us as this game ran later and later and later. But once again, congratulations to North Carolina Fusion U23s for moving on. They'll play Asheville City in the semifinal right here on Sunday night.